I have been waiting a very long time for this. After years of complaining that mid-size pickups are getting too big and too expensive, and 6 years after seeing this vehicle previewed back in 2015 at the Detroit Auto Show, the compact 2022 Hyundai Santa Cruz is finally here. Now, is this sport adventure vehicle, to use Hyundai's marketees, worth the wait? Well, I reckon the driver's seat's the best place to find out.
Now, the reason Hyundai's own reservation site doesn't use the words pickup or truck to describe the Santa Cruz is because, to quote my colleague and dirt driving expert Amy Hall, it's not a truck. Then again, duh, yeah it is. The Santa Cruz is based on the same platform and underpinnings as the Hyundai Tucson. It's even got a similar grille and headlamp design up front. That means a car-like unibody construction rather than body-on-frame, and front-wheel drive is standard with optional all-wheel drive. The whole vibe reminds me more of a compact answer to Honda's Ridgeline, while the look is more high-tech Subaru Baja Revival than small F-150. And that's actually very okay with me. Its crossover roots also mean that the driving character should be more approachable for drivers not used to the idiosyncrasies of body-on-frame. And you get all the same tech that you'll find in Hyundai's excellent line of SUVs. From Android Auto and Apple CarPlay on the standard 8-inch infotainment, to a solid suite of driver aid tech that features Hyundai Highway Driving Assist on the top spec model. Here we've even got an upgrade to the larger 10.25-inch center screen with a similarly sized digital instrument cluster.
Now, Santa Cruz is more compact than pretty much every other truck on the market, which is good for parking and driving in narrow lanes and tight urban situations, but that doesn't mean it's some kind of micro truck. It measures 195.7 inches from bumper to bumper, 118.3 of which is the wheelbase. That means this little truck is only about an inch shorter than Hyundai's big boy Palisade with a wheelbase that's 4 inches longer. That's crazy. And with a ground clearance of 8.6 inches, it's got the most clearance of any of Hyundai's crossover-based vehicles. It's not a huge lift, but I reckon it'll get you pretty much anywhere that a Subaru Crosstrek or Outback will go. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Now, the biggest difference between the Santa Cruz and its SUV siblings is this, the 4-foot bed. Now, 4 feet doesn't make for a huge bed. You're not going to get a flat sheet of drywall back here or anything, but I think that there is plenty of footprint for your average Home Depot run for garden supplies, hobbyist level hauling. Heck, you can probably even get some mountain bikes back here if you hang the forks over the tailgate. Now, there is also plenty of tie downs and organization back here, and check this out. There's also an underfloor storage area, kind of like the one on the Honda Ridgeline. And like that, it's also waterproof, so you could use it as a cooler if you wanted to during tailgating, though it's nowhere near the size of the one on the larger Honda. We've also got a factory option hard tonneau cover, and that's going to give you between 2 levels of security if you need to lock things up back here. Now, since the last time we hung out with the Santa Cruz in that weird white void of a studio, Hyundai has updated the capacities for towing and hauling. Now, you can haul between 1,568 pounds for the heaviest limited all-wheel drive, or around 1,900 pounds for the lightest SE with front-wheel drive. Towing is still stated at 3,500 pounds for front-wheel drive models and 5,000 pounds for all-wheel drive models like this one here, but only if you're using a braked trailer. Without brakes, you're looking at around a 1,650 pound max. Now, buyers have a choice of 2 engine options. There's a naturally aspirated 2.5 liter 4-cylinder making 191 horsepower and 181 pound-feet of torque. But what we've got today is a turbocharged version of that block. It makes 281 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque. Either way you go, you're looking at an 8-speed automatic transmission. Unladen like we are today, I'd venture to call this car nimble, agile. It's actually very fun to drive, and it's interesting, I keep saying car. This is the most car-like pickup that I've ever driven. There actually been a couple of times today where I've forgotten there's a bed back there, and that's a really good thing. Now, you might think that non-turbo is the way to go for fuel economy, but at 19 city, 27 highway, and 22 miles per gallon combined, this turbocharged model with all-wheel drive is within a mile per gallon or two of the most efficient version of this vehicle, the front-wheel drive naturally aspirated one. So is there any reason not to go turbo? Well, of course, your mileage will vary, and I reckon that with over 300 pound-feet of torque at your beck and call just tempting you, it's probably a little bit easier to stray from the EPA's estimates. Plus, there's also the matter of price.
The base SE model starts at $25,175, including destination charges, or around $26,675 with all-wheel drive. To get the turbocharged engine, you'll have to step up at least to the $36,865 SEL Premium with all-wheel drive. That's a $10,000 premium, and to be fair, that also gets you upgrades to the infotainment hardware, high-tech safety features, and a host of creature comforts and quality of life improvements, but it's still a fairly large pill to swallow. At the top of the line, there's the limited all-wheel drive model just cresting $40K. Now we've got full pricing, packaging information, and detailed spec breakouts over on theroadshow.com, so you can check that out there.
Of course, I haven't even mentioned the biggest elephant in the room. This vehicle's primary competitor, Ford's new Maverick, which is slightly bigger, slightly less expensive to start, and comes standard with a hybrid powertrain. Then again, I don't really have to go into great detail because we've already got a whole separate video where we put these two vehicles side by side and see how they line up. You'll find it linked over on theroadshow.com.